Hi guys, wanted to make this video and analyze some game film from probably my favorite current player to watch play at the moment. His name is Orbelin Pineda. He's only 20 years old, but he's already played in over 80 Liga MX games with both Querétaro and Chivas. In fact, it's rumored Chivas paid over $6 million for his transfer as a 19-year-old about a year ago. He's been at Chivas for about a year. He's been doing great. He's even started getting national team recognition and played the full 90 minutes against Iceland earlier this week. So that's some of the game film we're going to go over in this video. Just for you guys, so you guys have a little bit of background on Orbelin, in case you're not familiar with him. Orbelin's style of play is very unique for a Mexican player. He's as close as you can come to a complete player. He started out playing as mostly an attacking midfielder due to his high-level dribbling, passing vision, and to be honest, he has a pretty dangerous mid-range shooting game as well. However, at Chivas, he's been utilized as sort of a fake holding midfielder, but really operating as a box-to-box midfielder, covering the entire pitch of the field. It wouldn't be crazy to say that he's already his club's best defensive player, and he's even more naturally talented offensively, which is what makes him such an exciting young player to watch. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of his game film and see how he did versus Iceland this week. We pick things up around minute 5. Here, Marcus gets the ball in the back. Now, if you ever watched Rafa Marquez play, what does he love to do? He's famous around the world for his spectacular long passes. So knowing this, what do you think Orbelin does? Well, he makes a run. Literally, as soon as Marcus lifts his head, Orbelin is off to the races. Marcus doesn't see him, unfortunately, nothing happens, but I just wanted to point this out as it's something that can easily be missed in real game time. I really like seeing young players aware of who has the ball and making aggressive runs asking for the ball. Here, Chucky Lozano has it on the left. He's getting pressured by defenders, so he drops it off to Orbelin. Unfortunately, Orbelin gets in a pretty hard spot. He's about to be triple teamed. So what does he do? He nutmegs a defender who's coming from behind for an open pass to Molina. Good play here. On this clip, Orbelin does something very fundamental. Yet, I still see professionals routinely mess up on this. He's going to receive the ball in the air with the defender in front of him. He makes sure, though, to control the ball away from the defender into open space. He already knows where his teammate is before he even receives the ball, so he simply controls the ball away from the defender and releases the ball quickly to continue the attack. Something Orbelin is really good at is finding open spaces, both in the midfield and the opposing third. Here we see an example of that. Creates some space for himself in the midfield and takes the ball here. He's very capable and dangerous 1v1 dribbler, and here we see an example of that. He dribbles past one opponent, creating a numbers advantage on the opponent's third, but once he has the ball, he's a very capable passer. He puts a very good through ball for Pulido, who unfortunately hesitated on his run and then can only salvage a corner. I want to show this clip to show just what a willing defender Orbelin is. Now, Iceland is going to have the opportunity for a counterattack, but Orbelin is going to sprint back 50 yards, make sure he gets behind the attacking player. And while not much happens in this counterattack, in other games, this could be the difference between a goal or not on a counterattack, so really unselfish play here. Orbelin is fantastic at using his speed to initiate counterattacks. Here again, he finds a hole in the midfield. He gets a rather difficult bouncing ball, but he actually uses it to his advantage to, once again, easily take on his man 1v1. He then uses his speed to move up the pitch, and once pressure comes, he dumps it off to the player with open space and momentum. This actually leads to a dangerous counter by Mexico. Now, I want to keep the tape going to highlight something. Orbelin never gives up on a play. He follows through the play all the way through the penalty spot, waiting for a cross that actually never comes. Orbelin has a great feel for offensive play. I expect he played forward at some point in his youth. Look at this particular sequence. He's a Mexican player furthest forward, even ahead of the striker himself. He's also constantly active and makes great runs behind his defenders. Here's a great example. He makes a run behind the defender who's unexpected, yet unfortunately his teammate doesn't see him. Let's jump forward to minute 38. Now, this is a pretty interesting play. It starts out on the right side, but kind of shows how Orbelin is usually at the right place at the right time. The rebound goes towards his general area, but he just makes his defender look outright silly. Then he opens up some space for himself for a shot. This is something really important. I think people underestimate how important it is to have players that are willing to take shots from outside and can put them on frame. Something Orbelin does with consistency. Just causes the defense to have to not make any mistakes. In this case, it creates a rebound, which Giovanni really should have scored with, but Osorio laments himself there, right? This is another example of how active Orbelin is. From the midfield position, he sees the defenders not paying attention, so he makes a run. Fortunately, I don't think he gives a bad pass, but I like the activity. We pick things back up here in minute 43. And just to point out, something that is missing from Mexican soccer is the quick 1-2 touches, especially to break the bunker. All too often, Mexican midfielders fail to create any link-up play with forwards. Orbelin was basically the only player to even attempt to connect in this manner all game. He messes up on the final touch, but at least he gives it a shot. We're now in the second half here. Orbelin's going to find some space, and again, he tries to do a give and go, linking up with the forwards as he seems to be the only Mexican to want to do so. Burrito returns the ball, maybe a little half second too late. Regardless, Orbelin tries to dribble forward, gets double teamed. He probably should have done better on this one, but still a nice play. Here's Orbelin in great position again. He's going to find the ball right outside the box and dribble past the defender pretty easily. Then he tries to take a shot, this time with his left foot. It goes wide, which is really rare for Pineda since most of his shots are usually really on frame. You can still see the talent, how quickly he disposes the defender here, and then the willingness to even take the shot with the left foot. Next, we're going to see Orbelin once again lead a counterattack. We're going to see him quickly dribble past a distracted defender and then play a really great through ball through the wing. Now, if you follow the play towards the end, you'll see that this actually led to a very clear opportunity for goal that Montes misses badly. Now, people will forget Orbelin's role in the play, but he's the one that really started and made the key pass. As you can see from all of this game film, Orbelin doesn't really look like a 20-year-old player. His awareness on the pitch is already at a high level. I wouldn't be surprised to see him make the move to a good European team before the end of 2017. And I think he'd really fit perfectly as a box-to-box midfielder in some of the faster-paced European leagues. I'd be very interested to see him higher up the field in a more attacking role, maybe playing behind some really quality forwards, in a position where he can really conserve his energy and use it to create dribbling mismatches on the opponent's third. I'm still unsure of what his best position will ultimately be. He frankly shows potential to be a great player at holding mid, box-to-box mid, attacking mid, and I've even seen him play really well at winger when he was with Querétaro. Some people have compared his game to Alexis Sanchez, which I guess is somewhat accurate. They have similar styles and similar body types, but I'm thinking there should be a better comparison. Maybe someone like Luka Modric that has the versatility to play further back. I don't know. I can't really think of a good comparison. Let me know in the comments who you think is a good comparison. Anyways, to close this video off, I want to just talk about what I think Orbelin's potential could be. Mexico has some really interesting young players coming up the ranks. Players like Chucky Lozano, Alvarez, Montes, Guti, Pizarro, just to name a few. However, I really think Orbelin has the potential to be the best of all of them. And trust me, I really like Chucky Lozano too. But Orbelin, he's just a very complete player. I guess it looks a little bit difficult right now if we're trying to look forward to the next World Cup because Orbelin does play a position where Mexico has some pretty established players, Guardado and Hector Herrera, already playing fantastically in Europe. But I could really see him pushing his way into the starting spot if he really keeps up this level of play. I guess only time will tell. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll probably be posting more videos like this, maybe doing some player film studies, some other players I keep an eye out on, and maybe some other sort of concepts that I've thought about. So if you like this video and you want to keep seeing more videos like this, thoughts on international and Mexican soccer players and other kinds of content, just please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. See you next time.